I'm going to be doing a review and a test of the Vivitar Creator Series HDMI to USB or USB to HDMI capture drive. And supposedly this works for laptops and computers, for GoPro Hero 9s, DSLR cameras, game consoles. They port video to laptops and desktop computers, but not to tablets. It comes with a USB-C to HDMI as well, which is great, and you can get these at Walmart for $19.99. Software download obsproject.com or just type in OBS Studio on Google and you'll find it. Here is the Wii2HDMI with the audio in port. It's a cheap piece of plastic that plugs right into where your Wii component cables would be. It feels actually nice. It's kind of heavy, but not super heavy. It does stick out quite a ways from your Wii console itself. As you can see, there are a lot of cables. Bringing up OBS and trying to connect it to the USB Vivitar does present you with a Technicolor screen. Double click your Vivitar scene and then it should pop up after that and just click OK. So it is working on OBS for right now. And there you go. Here I was testing it out on my Nintendo Wii. As you can tell, it looks pretty good. And the cursor flickering around is not the capture card's issue. It is my Wii sensor bar. For some reason, no matter what sensor bar I use, because I have 3 of them left over, they all get kind of finicky when you get like 10 feet away from them for some reason. But from what I can tell now, recording from my laptop to get this video, everything looks pretty smooth. I'm going to open up USB Loader GX and pick one of my games that I copied onto my hard drive to play. I do own all of these CDs. I got them used at Disc Replay. They're like, I think the maximum for them are like $10, $15, and that's it. So I got these over the last 8 years. And yeah, like it looks like it's not lagging too badly when it cycles through. There might be a little bit of stutter, as you can see there, just a little bit, but then it ends up leveling itself out. And this is the resolution that it records at. It leaves black bars all around. I would say, as of right now, it is acceptable to use this to record like Wii and Gamecube reviews or any of the Weebrew they call it, like emulators and such. I am going to do a 2-player match and see how the actual gameplay looks when it's in full 3D and see if there's any stutter. And it doesn't appear that there is any. One thing to note, that this does not capture audio through the HDMI. Someone said you'll have to use the aux to aux into an actual computer to somehow capture the audio, but as of right now, it does look just a tiny bit jittery, but it's acceptable. It's really not that bad, in my opinion. And I'm just going to let this run through a little bit and add some music to this so it's not completely silent, and we can see how it really holds up. next up, I am testing out a more intense game that has more going on to see if there's more stutter than you can tell on Wii Sports, which is a pretty light game. This is True Crime New York City, and if I move a little bit weird, that is because the controls on this game are so odd, so awkward. And it may look like he's running slow or things are moving slowly. No, that's just how the game is. Your character runs in slow motion. It's like they took your character's movement pattern from 60 frames per second and slowed it down to 30 frames per second, but everyone else moves the proper speed. You will see very few things on screen at first until we get deeper into the city, and then here we go. A whole bunch of things pop up. And I'm really not seeing any stuttering from the capture card. It seems to be recording everything the way that it should. The game looks the way that I remember it looks, and wow, like maybe this thing was definitely made to be used on the Wii. And I do have a Wii2HDMI adapter that I'm using. That's how I'm able to record to this. And I'm impressed. So it may be that you're not supposed to use this on a GoPro or on a DSLR. They do have, workarounds for that as well, like programs and such. Maybe this was definitely meant to use on a Wii with an HDMI or a Wii U if you have one of those, or some video game console that has an HDMI port. Because this looks great. This, I don't see any lag. I don't see any input lag. I don't notice anything bad. It's recording pretty steady. Other than the little micro stutters with Wii Sports every once in a while, this game is recording flawlessly, and it is a GameCube game. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I am very, very impressed with this now. You can get very good GameCube and Wii footage with this thing. So I will say, for using it with classic and modern game consoles with HDMI, I would recommend this. But for cameras and GoPros and such, that's going to be a big no for me. And just because it doesn't work properly with cameras on my computer, which is an i9 with a 1660 GPU, doesn't mean that it won't work for yours. I might just have something on my computer that makes it not want to work at full speed with GoPros and DSLRs and mirrorless cameras and like. But as for video game play, it works. It looks great. It doesn't seem to stutter too badly, and I'm impressed. It is definitely worth the $20 just for that. So be expecting video game reviews in the future.